On the morning of June 25th, 1969, 29-year-old osteopathic physician Dr. Moneta White showed up at this residence to deliver a baby for a husband and wife. The patient was under the care of Dr. White, who was her obstetrician. Dr. Moneta White was married to another physician, Dr. Jim White, and they had their own practice at this location in Scottsdale. Both came from a family of doctors that had met in the late 50s at the Des Moines College of Osteopathic Medicine and Surgery. By lunchtime, the patient had not yet gone into labor, so Dr. White went out, grabbed a bite to eat, and came back. At 5:30, the patient went into labor, and when this happened, Dr. White went into the bathroom and closed and locked the door, and she didn't come out. After a little while, the husband was knocking on the door, trying to get her to respond, trying to open the door, but it was locked. He couldn't. And finally, 45 minutes had gone by since she went into the bathroom. So he ran across the street to his landlord's and called an ambulance, and the landlord called the police. Police arrived and broke down the bathroom door, and they found Moneta on the floor. There were 2 syringes next to her and needle marks all over her arms, and an almost full bottle and an almost empty bottle of Demerol. Also found was a container of carbocaine, which is reportedly used as a spinal block in childbirth. The first ambulance brought the patient to the hospital, and she got there just after 7 p.m. Sadly, the child was stillborn. Dr. Moneta White was pronounced dead on arrival by the time she got to the hospital. A coroner's jury ruled her death was a self-inflicted drug overdose. It was ruled that she died from an overdose of Demerol, which is a synthetic narcotic used to relieve pain. Then, according to Dr. White's husband, she had been taking that for medical reasons. A newspaper article appeared in the Arizona Republic, and the article was about Dr. White and her husband, how they're both physicians and they're both married, and it came out in 1961, and it has this photo. Dr. Moneta White is buried at the Green Acres Cemetery in Scottsdale, Arizona. This was really sad in many ways. We don't know why she was taking the Demerol. Accidentally overdosed on a patient's bathroom floor. A patient who was in the process of, she was in labor. And there wasn't any information onto as far as why the child was stillborn. Dr. Moneta White was an outstanding osteopathic physician. She treated many patients. She was very smart, very caring, kind, gentle. And it's very sad that she passed away the way that she did. And so young, she was only 29. A very sad story, but she is not forgotten.